It is a simple thing, but what's in the way? Money. Money, greed, power. That's in the way.
And talking about the electric state, your characters share the most interesting dialogue in the movie, for me, about suffering and life going hand to hand. I would love to hear what you guys think about this statement. Like, what's the essential human quality that robots may learn to coexist with us?
Be more human.
Yeah. Or be less human sometimes.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah. What's interesting about the film is that the robots have a very strong connection with each other, and the humans are losing a connection with each other because of technology. Is obviously the struggle through the film and has to be rectified.
And Giancarlo, there's a huge moment of your character that he realizes Skate is less human than a robot. Being a human is also about imperfections, right? I kept myself thinking about this duality. And the villains are almost just guys that have fallen from grace, don't you think?
Exactly. Look, a part of when I read the script, Ethan Skate was, part a hero to me. Because of his grand ideas and the ideas that he wanted to uplift humanity with. And so it has me believe, as I have for a while, that the antithesis of a hero is a fallen hero, is an anti-hero, is a villain, because they haven't convinced people that they really have all the grace and aplomb it takes to be that leader that they, in their minds, see that they are. We sometimes see that they're lacking empathy. This movie's so full of love and empathy that it becomes so very important to see this film because it's fun and you can see all these mile markers within the movie. I just feel very excited about this film because it has you see all of the elements of who we are and who we can be. Sometimes we leave things behind when we're so focused on becoming a tech giant, becoming someone who could change the world for the better, but wanting to control every part of that. Then we lose sight of things. Like part of why we're so great as Americans and how we came up through the Industrial Revolution and beyond is that we relied on each other to do each piece of the puzzle. And we respected that you would do that, I would do this, and I would do it the best. So I think that's a lot of how our lives become. With our interaction with our families, certainly our interaction with Joe and Anthony on this movie, like we had trusted them, but they were trustworthy. They talked, they want to know, took your temperature, how are you doing today? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? You felt like you were part of a family that had already worked through their dysfunction and they understood how to be the friend, the parent, the liaison, how to be good listeners. And I think we've lost a bit of that in our society today.
And Stanley, despite Skate being kind of a psycho, we discover a sad trait about him, that's the lack of affection in his life. Do you think this is just a sorrow in a already bad man, or some love in a stuffed pepper could really have changed the paths of his life?
Yes, well then you're asking the question, is it nature or nurture? I think that the nurture had a great deal to do with his sort of self-pitying, narcissistic mindset. So yes, it probably would have made a difference had his mother affectionate and not damaged, because that damage was then carried on and passed on. And that's unfortunate. And the way he sees to rectify it is by what he does in the film, which is absolutely the wrong way to rectify it.
Talking about Joe Russo and Anthony, Joe Russo said recently that he believes that we need to be careful with technology because it alters our psychology in very subtle ways. What's your approach to technology as actors and of course, human beings?
I try to use technology as a tool. And because I'm not so adept at it, I still believe in writing by hand because my spirit goes into the paper and the idea comes through the origin of the poetry of movement. And I think because I'm an artist, I think that way.
Yeah, I mean, if we just think about the technology now, when we started in this business, press junkets, we would have traveled all around the world. That still happens to a certain extent, but not as much as it used to. I can talk to you, we can talk to you through this technology now. And it's really simple. It saves a huge carbon footprint, but it also just makes things a hell of a lot easier for everybody. And that's a really nice thing.
I have nothing against technology at all if you use it in a mindful way. It certainly has enhanced this particular film that you're going to see. So I would have to agree with Joe and Anthony when they say we must be careful. It gets all of your attention, and it's galvanizing, and you can't pull away from it because your brain is linked with trying to figure out how that was done, and you want to be in concert with it, but it thinks faster than you do because it doesn't have time to feel. So you take the timing that feeling something takes to really breathe and feel it, that energy, you take that away. So it's all, material. It's all numbers. It lacks a certain soulfulness. And so to me, I think there is a place for it without a doubt, but I have a feeling its place is not with us. The reason is because we can't control ourselves. So therefore, if we can't control ourselves, we're going down that black tube. Like there's a Stratocaster now where you can have your own virtual world in your own home and use it. And that creates your world. Well, we're relying on that for our world, but our world is not there, our world is here. So in the way to use it with this film, phenomenal. In other ways, it can be detrimental.
And more democratic as well. Difficult for us in South America to be in North America all the time.
Yeah.
Well, it brings us together. Like these windows on Fifth Avenue that take us to the Ukraine, to other places. One is in Ireland. When I was in Ireland shooting a movie, I could be in New York and talk to people. We want that technology to do exactly that, to bring people together in a way that fosters understanding, compassion, and what another society may be going through in their world. Look, we're having elections in Germany right now, trying to force elections in a war-torn country in the Ukraine. It's time for the world to come together in a new and different way. I think this movie is the link to that. And could possibly be, but to create empathy and then look, I disagree with you, but you're all right. I don't hate you for it. Is that a new idea? I mean, come on. It's like It shouldn't be a new idea. We're here linked to you over something that's really phenomenal. That's going to link the world in a way that people are going to see it differently. For some, not all. But this is a good reason to be in this room right now. And for people to really see the possibility of that, and not just the squawk box chat talk suggestion of it, and it never happens. It is a simple thing, but what's in the way? Money. Money, greed, power. That's in the way. And so if we could move that out of the way, then our voices will be heard in a more clearer way.